broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Is this how it starts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go.
That funky 70s beat. Yes.
Get it going.
That's right. Look at that. The sweet song of Chips.
Eric Estrada.
This is for you, Graham.
There you go.
I got
Yes.
you with my grandma.
Welcome, everybody, to the Angie Tribeca After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Look at that. We're wrapping up Season 1 of Angie Tribeca tonight. We're going to be breaking down the last 2 episodes. Time flies when we're breaking down a fun show, huh?
But we're making great headway.
Yeah.
That's right, yes. So to get us started here, I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. But I'm joined by the full squad here tonight as we close out the show. Got right here on my immediate left here, we've got Nikki.
I'm Nikki Preston. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Nikki Preston TV. I'm also on Instagram at Nikki.Preston.
Michael Clous on Instagram, at TheOnlyMC, on Twitter at Michael Clous TV.
And Nadine Della Pelle here, reporting from the Angie Tribeca season finale booth. You can find me at Nadine DP3.
All I thought about before we break down the episodes, though, is I know it was like Kissgate. Who was going to win the big? I mean, it was coming down to Michael and Nikki at the end here.
It was. I said episode 9. You said episode 10.
No, I said episode 9.
Yeah.
She's trying to win that.
Don't be trying to switch this around.
Okay, you said episode 9. I don't like to admit when I lose, but I said 10. The only thing I will say, though, is in episode 10...
Oh, not yet.
Can I get there? Can I get there?
Let's not say it. Let's hold the tongue.
I have to justify after.
At the end, you can justify what happens, okay?
All right, fantastic.
Okay.
Yes.
I did get you a Pop-Tart.
Look at that.
I hate losing.
Good sport. Good sport.
There are a few people I'd like to thank in a moment like this.
Yes.
My parents, my friends Baxter, Sean, and Chase, really encouraging me. This one's for you guys.
Not Kyle's or Angie.
Woo, I was
Good
so
job,
happy.
guys.
It was shocking though.
Yeah, it was, and I
Did not expect it.
Yeah, no, it kind of came out of nowhere. It was very fast, and I was happy. At least we did get to see them kiss. I would rather have that and lose the bet than nothing at all. So.
I was worried that there wouldn't be anything.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, after it didn't happen earlier in the season, I was like, it's probably not going to happen. What are we worried about? But then all of a sudden when it happened, I was like, what? My notes are all in caps as we get down there. Like, yep. Then Gals Kisses Tribeca, episode 9. Many exclamation points.
Bold, italicized.
That's right. There you go.
It's what I love about a season finale, too, because you look forward to things like that, and you're wondering what's going to get in, what's not going to get in, and the anticipation builds. And it certainly had that effect going in.
It did. So we'll start off here with episode 9, Inside Man. So we first we're over at the tied for first third National Bank. So that's there you go. Yes, the guys dressed as chimney sweeps go in to rob the bank. Which I did like that is that they had the decorating on the chimney sweep makeup and all the soot on and stuff, and the fireplace happens just to be in the vault.
Of course it is.
Yes, that's where you want to keep your fireplace.
Now,
in a
have
bank.
you guys ever dressed up like in all black like that, like incognito, in order to do something fun? Or you have any stories about that?
Camp. We used to play like night games at camp, and so you'd wear like all black, and you'd make sure not to wear anything that was like windbreaker material either, because it would rub together.
Yeah.
You could hear each other in the woods.
See, that's what I found to be funny, though, is the fact that we have these stories about it, and they're going to do something serious like rob a bank, and they're dressed up like you would be for camp. I thought that was funny.
But they're able to get their way in, and I did like that it's kind of a nod to the previous episode where they're on the airplane. Again, we have somebody that taking tickets right there as they're entering the vault. Like there, yeah. Enjoy the bank.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, there you go. And then they rob the bank. but they to let everybody know that they're British, they set up a little shrine in the vault, which I did like that. Soccer game going on.
Yeah, they left soccer on that.
Yeah, with that Manchester. Anyone who knows, obviously, England and British, I mean, they're all about that soccer. So
Okay, guys, they didn't just leave behind soccer. They left behind one of their members. One of their men was left behind as well. That's the most important part besides the soccer.
He was
guys.
sleeping. Shh, don't wake him. Don't wake him. And then they managed to make off, as Scholl says, with cash, jewels, family heirlooms, 2 jet skis, and a dining room set. How much do you think that's worth? And I did like that. It gets a nice
love
little
the Price is Right.
Yes.
Love the Price is Right.
So your strategy, Price is Right, guys. When you're doing that, do you bid high? Are you the $1 person?
I'm not the $1 person, but I'm definitely lower than what I really think as well. Because I don't want to have what happened to Giles happen to me. So
Growing up in Wisconsin, I always remember watching The Price is Right, and you'd always knew it was higher because, like, in California, everything is higher price. So watching it in Wisconsin, you're like, you could probably get that for like $600. So like $800 or $900 is what you would bid, and it would be that
you increase it
because everything is more expensive in California.
Oh, exactly. And then I love going home too because you go out to the bar and everyone wants you buying them drinks because they're so cheap at home, and everything in general is cheap at home.
But I was never a fan of the person that would do the move. Like if somebody bid like $250, somebody coming like $249, and they just come like right in and just undercut you. Like, come on.
Hey, come on, guys! It's a game. It's a competition. You do what you have to do. I like it. I like it. Don't hate on those people.
All right, Nadine likes her Price is Right cutthroat.
Someone's competitive over here.
Just a little.
There you go. But the actual retail price is going to be $2.5 million. So yeah, Giles went with 3.
Giles, a
Overshot
little
the moon.
over. She won with the dollar. It happens so often too.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So then we go into our little opening sequence there. We find out the scream is from Giles Scholes, the cop, in one of the chimney sweeps, just enjoying the soccer game.
Yeah. I want people to get hurt again. I miss the scream being from pain and people getting hurt instead of fun things. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the violent side of me.
People get hurt.
Like in the beginning, it was, I don't remember all of
The
them. but
elevator.
The elevator.
There was a
someone
thumb.
got the thumb. Yeah, now it's like fun things, screaming for the game. I don't know. I want the violence back. We need the violence in the show.
Angie Tribeca is going to be a horror film. Dun, dun, season 2.
Nikki, I think there's only so many ways people can get hurt.
It's Angie Tribeca. I think they can come up with plenty of ways to get a
So
light
more-
falling on them,
More hurt scenes, more accident
More pain.
scenes, more pain.
Season 2,
More pain.
keep it in mind. More pain.
Yes.
Exactly.
Bring it. Then we get Tanner and Hoffman. Hoffman gets in the interrogation room this time as
Yeah.
well. Yes.
Yeah.
Playing a little, I don't know if he was bad cop, good cop. Couldn't quite tell on that one.
I think he was bad cop a little bit, and then
He had
I
a little
think
stare down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I think Tanner had to take over and be like, "All right, Hoffman, enough," in that
Yeah.
sense, just with the look. So
And
go Hoffman.
That's right. Yes, as they always listen
Love
on
my
Hoffman Watch. Yes.
always on Hoffman Watch. Love my boy.
I thought it was clever though. I thought a lot of the jokes, even in this episode and episode 10, were clever instead of kind of like stupid humor to an extent. The putting the gumballs in the mouth to sound British.
Yes.
Loved it.
That was because it made such a big thing. He puts a sock on the table full of coins,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
takes the coins out, then goes over to the gumball machine that just happens to be hanging out there.
Yeah.
Thought that
The
was really
suspense
nice.
was building in a lot of parts where I was shocked throughout that I like didn't know exactly what was going to happen. So often in the previous episodes, you kind of know what's going to happen because they very much detail it. In a lot of this episode, I had no idea what was going to happen. And so like that with the coins, what is he going to do? What's going on? Is he going to hit him with it? And then they pull out the gumballs. Yeah, I was very pleased.
Yeah, I think it wasn't so much of the corny jokes that we've
Yeah.
seen. Yeah, you're right. You had to
Yeah.
think about it a little bit more and then understand it. Because if you didn't think like, oh, the gumballs mean the accent,
Yeah.
it wasn't right there in your face.
Do you think Steve and Nancy Carell did this on purpose? Kind of started off a little cheesier, and then as the show goes on, kind of want to get some wittier jokes in, and a little bit deeper, maybe.
I think possibly maybe once you understand the characters a little bit more, you understand where Tanner's coming from and stuff. Yeah, I think possibly. I mean, we'd have to talk to them. We don't really know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Steve, Nancy, you want to
Yeah, I know.
come in? Yeah.
But
I guess if you're doing a show like this, I guess probably you're going to get that low-hanging fruit out of the way in the earlier episodes. Got to
Yeah.
get those kind of easier, more obvious jokes, and then as the season goes on, you're like, wow, we got to really think and come up with more creative, fun jokes to really pay some of the stuff off. But with the one thing we go back to a little simple humor though. They find out the hideout is in Little Liverpool at Robbie McBank's. And we find out that what they also got in the robbery was a flash drive with all the answers to the
Most
customers'
importantly.
security questions. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and we find out that Giles keeps pretty much a common thread in regards to all his answers. His first pet, Mr. Muffin. Mother's maiden name, Muffin.
Street.
Yep, Muffin Avenue. About favorite food, ravioli.
Yeah.
So yeah, he always throws you a little monkey wrench.
I am not a fan of those security questions. Can we just throw that out there? Because I forget them half the time. Because because I put in one answer that I'm like, oh well, did I write drive or street after that? You know, I just forget what house did I actually put? Did I grow? You know,
When they throw out that huge list, which one do you usually go to? Do you go to like family pet? Do you for school mother's maiden name?
I go to mom's maiden name.
Okay.
Because like
That's
favorite
not changing.
pet, like every day it's changing. No, I'm just kidding. Could be the bird, could be the dog, and then Hoffman just comes into my life. I'm like, oh, it's Hoffman now. So I try to stick with the ones where there's only one answer to.
I heard you're supposed to, I don't know if it's a good idea, but you remember it by doing the same thing over and over again, like using like pizza, pizza, pizza for any of the answers for your street. It's pizza. Your mother's maiden name, pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
You do that.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Oh,
I
wow.
probably shouldn't be admitting
And
to
it's
that.
pizza
but-
you're using. Yeah, let me write this down. Hang on.
I don't use pizza. I made up a different word, but yes.
Donuts. It's donuts, everyone.
Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, that's right. Nikki, could I borrow your credit card for just a sec?
Yeah.
Just a
Oh,
quick
sure,
thing.
Frank. I trust you.
Yeah, sure, right? Yeah.
Amex, MasterCard.
Did you guys notice too, foreshadowing to episode 10, he makes muffins.
Yeah.
there
There you
you
go.
I noticed that
Very
in 10. I
nice.
was like,
Yes.
nice little.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
They're a little small, though. I wanted bigger muffins. They're
Yeah.
a little-
Yeah.
But his favorite food isn't muffins, though, but he still made them.
Well,
Because it wasn't for him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
right.
talk later. But
Low
yeah.
sodium, guys. Low sodium.
Yeah.
Being very considerate of his kidnapper.
But I feel like he's so high maintenance, though. He always acts like, I think, the girl in the situation. Like, he's the one being overly dramatic, and I don't know, I guess that's just how he is, and that's what I love
Kyle.
about him.
Oh, Giles, one of a
emotional.
kind. Such one
Whereas
of a kind.
she is more the physical,
Exactly.
masculine. He's more feminine.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing wrong with guys being a little feminine.
Nothing at all.
He looks at Frank.
What are you trying to say, Michael? So I also enjoyed the scenes here with the lieutenant because he keeps saying that they don't need long explanations for what's happening. We all know
Yeah.
what is happening. So I did like that, and they find out they have to go deep undercover. So deep that
Deep.
cover.
that deep. And they give them passports, driver licenses, social security numbers, and grandparents.
I loved it. I was losing it. Why is there only one set of grandparents? Yours died when you were at camp. Stuff like that I loved because it just wasn't as like straight, simple, corny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it because it looked like her grandparents were Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asian people. And I'm like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
sure, okay.
Just works. When in doubt, just think, okay, we're watching Angie
Yeah.
Tribeca.
But you know what? It was so sad because Giles died when he was away at summer camp. Did you guys ever go to summer camp and then you come back and like your fish is dead or something traumatic happened and your parents didn't want to tell you till
That'd be the
you
worst.
came back?
It's horrible.
No, I never went away to camp, so nothing ever happened to me like that.
Oh, I
But I
see.
feel like you've got a story, Nikki.
Not
What do
a
we got?
big story, but I come home and it's like my fish are dead. Like my parents totally don't take care of any of our pets,
Aw.
and I come back. Maybe that's why I don't like pets anymore.
Aw, poor fish.
I know it's very sad.
Was it like a goldfish?
It was a gold.
Is it like a state fair
See,
fish?
those are easy to replace too. So if it dies, you
Oh,
think
come
as a
on. You
parent,
can't
you would
easily
just...
replace a pet. Come on.
A goldfish?
They're all different.
There was a mark on.
Shapes and
I
size.
knew.
There was
I
a
would have known.
It was like Nemo. Little thing.
And you haven't used this chance to try to get a pet yourself to kind of like, I'm going to get over what my parents did. I'm going to get a pet and really take care of it.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like I think I'm scarred. No pets for me. That's for
No
sure.
Hoffman? You
No
don't want to hang out with Hoffman?
Mm-mm. Maybe if it was like Little Boo, like a little Pomeranian. I don't know if you guys know the little famous dog. Maybe him. He's my only exception.
No, all right, okay. If you have any other animal ideas that you think Nikki should adopt to try to
Yeah.
help get her over this, just tweet her. Just
Or if you have an extra cat that you just want to give away.
oh yeah, look at that. Or goldfish. If you have a spare goldfish with a particular mark that you're looking to get rid of. So then they also need to go deep undercover. They also need to get hypnotized. They got to regress there. So they go to Edelweiss, which I have to admit, as much as I love him, I felt like this is the weakest of his fake maladies. Yes, that he had this season with the eye patch. I was like,
Kept switching different eyes each time he talked to them.
yeah. I don't know. It didn't do it as well for me as some of his other ones.
You know that I actually had to wear an eye patch for like a week or two? Yeah, I
Really?
had scratched my cornea, and the sun, any type of light that came
Cool.
onto my eye was absolute killer. So I actually went to the store, bought the exact same one that he was wearing. I think they got it at
How
Rite
old
Aid
were
or
you?
CVS or something. This is senior year of college. So a few years ago. I scratched my cornea. It was horrible. And I had to wear that eye patch. You know how many jokes were made against me? So I feel bad for him. Not really.
Did you have anybody sign your eye patch or anything?
No one signed my eye patch. Just all my friends just joked around.
You should have just worn
Got all
that.
the jokes.
Did they try to do stuff to you on the side that you couldn't see?
Okay, they're not that mean of friends. They were just did verbal jokes. They weren't doing physical jokes.
Your
so.
friends aren't making fun of you. They're not really your friends.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so it was crazy though. But yeah, you can get those eye patches at the good old Rite Aid.
Oh man, if only we had another 2 episodes to talk about next week, we'd all come in wearing eye patches.
Yeah.
Here's another quick story. My friend wore an eye patch to his senior picture and didn't tell his parents. And I was in high school,
gosh.
and it came out.
That's awesome.
They found out when the picture
That's
came
horrible.
out.
I would
love
be
that.
so upset if I was a mom.
Is he gonna want that? Think like 10, 20 years from now, when you look at your yearbook, you're not gonna be wearing an eye patch.
He's Lucas Jones. He can do
Yeah,
what he
he
wants.
probably wants.
No.
I mean, if you're doing that right then, you're gonna want. I feel
Yeah.
like your personality is gonna stick with you for that long.
Yeah, I would rather look back and see that I had fun time wearing an eye patch, and like when I was trying it, like with my special, like my moment there, my glamour shots moment.
Is that what you did?
Oh yeah.
Is that still hanging in your parents' house?
I had I wore suspenders and I had blinds behind me that were kind of vertical blinds that were open up. It looks.
Oh, rough.
How was your hair too? Did you have longer hair? Did you still have the spikes?
No, I was just more. It was more feathered, guys. It was more sweet. I was rocking a sweet feathered look. Oh, all right.
It was the 80s and the 90s and 2000s.
So then we find out they get hypnotized. Gal says, "Well, we're not going to remember anything." Boom. They make sure that if that's the case, we're not going to remember anything. He goes in for the kiss. It happens, guys.
Shocking. Shocked. And that
I
was
love
a
the way it
legit
was,
kiss.
Yeah, I love the way it was done though, because he like leaned her back, and it was like
Yeah.
that typical movie kiss, and it was all passionate, and yeah, Giles, go Giles with that. I loved it.
He went for it.
He really did.
Thank God. He might not have went in if it wasn't for being hypnotized or trying to get hypnotized. So.
Yeah, that's it.
And like what we were saying before, I'm glad it finally happened though, because I was with you, Frank. I was getting to the point where I was like, they're not gonna even kiss. I think we've been making this up. We've been making up. There's this sexual tension. Maybe it's not true. But then, bam, it was there. Crazy.
Flip that switch. Went from 0 to 80 just like that.
And
Her
the winner
reaction, though,
was
her
right here.
reaction was not as good as probably what he would have liked.
No.
She was.
Well, no one would like that when they're just blank stare, like, what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she just wanted to break it down and analyze it.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
And do you think that he regretted doing it? Because
No.
I feel you don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel like he was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
no, I don't think he regretted it, but I don't think he wanted to sit there and kind of break it down.
Yeah.
Like, what did this
He
mean?
wanted to move past it.
Yeah, it's like that, or just like Tribeca, just to be on board. Like, yeah, let's kiss, and then that's cool.
You think back to, was it the first episode where there was the tension in the car, or was it the second? Was a ventriloquist, right? The ventriloquist episode where they were sitting in the car and they were
Yeah.
almost about to kiss, or there was there was a lot of tension
yeah.
early on. So it's one of those things I'm sure they just wanted to get it over with. Anytime there's that tension with that first kiss, like how
Yeah, and if you can get it over with and then not kind of remember it too after, hey, that's a plus. But in this case, it didn't really work out. So
Was it too soon though? Did we want them as much as I did want them to
Hey,
kiss
you're
in the
just
first
saying
season?
it's too soon because you lost the bet. Winner.
Couldn't they have waited one more
one more
episode?
episode so I
before
could
they-
get my Pop-Tart.
But in terms of a first kiss with somebody, I mean, I understand. Do you guys want to talk it out afterwards, or that's a
No.
bad sign right there. If
That's
somebody
a
wants to
bad
actually
sign.
talk
Yeah.
about what this kiss
You don't
means,
talk about a kiss. You just know what that kiss means, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you act on that after. So, but not in Angie's world.
No. Gotta know what's going on there. So the rest of the time, Edelweiss keeps trying to put them under, and it's not working because he keeps getting distracted about this conversation about what does this kiss mean, what is it doing, and he can't get them to fall asleep. But he gets Strolls to go to sleep by keep snapping his
Right.
fingers. So that was nice. I felt like the rest of the episode, it was everybody else. He could get to sleep until the very end. So
Then they.
they head over to the Robbie McBank's. They find Nathan with an F. We're looking for and great undercover gear. Look like come out right out of Greece.
I know. I love the
Yes.
Danny Zuko little hair thing going, the curl.
I love that that's like their representation of like gangster or like being really bad. It's like looking like Danny Zuko, basically.
But I did like that because Tribeca still, hey, do you want to talk about that kiss? And I did like I was just saying, I'd rather see if one of us gets killed first. So I'd rather just let's wait and see what happens. Before we talk
I
about
really
that.
get killed to
kiss
talk
you.
about it.
So then after they get searched, which I did like the guy went, okay, now you can search me too.
Yeah.
Like, all right. They go and they meet Nathan with an F, and first they say like, how do we know you aren't cops? We promise. And then he says, take him out, and Tribeca pulls the gun, was ready just to pop Giles right there.
Do you think she would have done it?
Well, I mean, she had the clip in the gun
the
right
clip.
there.
Yeah, but do you think she would have actually done it?
I don't think so. I think she's enough hard where she
I don't know.
maybe in the arm.
Yeah, like would she just nick him a little bit in the hand or something, the toe?
And then we get to meet the whole crew right here, which this went on way longer than I thought it was going to go.
Oh.
Boy, it really...
But they each had a job.
Yeah, no.
Including the intern who brought the beers.
Yes. I mean, we got Eddie the Wheels, Nigel the Fuse, Barnaby Fingers, Freddie Pex, Corey the Carburetor, Frankie Four Eyes, Oxford Pete, Johnny Rockets, which I did like he was dressed like a Johnny Rockets waiter. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Earpiece Dennis, Kung Fu Kenny, Arthur the Intern, Slash. Come on, Slash, everybody.
That was a great appearance.
Yes. Dr. Alan Feinberg, Squeaky Dean, Larry Longlegs, and then Doris. Human resources. You got to have human resources if you're going to run a crew that big.
You have to get those W9s in.
Yes. Then they did something really quick. They actually, which I thought, like, the way the episode surprised me, like you were talking about, is the fact that they busted him that quickly. And I was like, wait, is that it? That's what's going to happen? But we find out that's not it, though, because they still couldn't find the flash drive when they actually busted them. So they need to now go undercover inside prison.
Deep cover.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a lot of those things, you know, the way that the plots are progressing there, where it's not as easy, and so it keeps you on the edge of your seat a little more. I really enjoyed it.
And I like that this episode 2 wasn't a murder. You know, I like that it was a robbery. I like that they change it up a little bit, so you're able to see a little bit more creatively what they can do with it. And they take us inside prison this time. They do a whole Shawshank.
Yeah, which is really nice because some things I know at least they say like with improv and stuff, it's like stop delaying things and say you never want to watch something that's being delayed because when you know the audience, like just get to it already. And it's like that was a nice change of expectations there. You just immediately get them busted and then you see what happens. And then you find out there was a lot of great other stuff that like, oh, I would not have thought about going to prison, going undercover there and exploring that whole thing. That was really good.
And I love to see the chemistry between the two of them because finally Angie let her guard down even more, let Giles help her out, let him, get some of the tools. So it was nice seeing that instead of her being like, I can do it myself, forget about it, I'm good alone.
Yeah. And so when they go to the yard, though, they figure like the best way to get reputation, get respect in a prison is you got to beat up the biggest guy. So the Giles just beats himself up and immediately gets respect for that. I was like, oh, everybody's like, whoa, yeah, you took down the biggest guy. Yeah, respect.
Oh my gosh. Is that what you would do, Frank, if you went to prison? Would you go find the biggest guy and beat him up?
I feel like as much as I think like that's a smart, at least that's what they tell you to do. Oh man, I know I just don't know I'm going to kick the toughest guy's butt at all. So I'm probably going to be the guy that's like
holding
lay
low.
I would absolutely lay low. I would try to lay low as much as possible. But oh man, then it's going to come to that point where they're going to try to make you their bitch, and then it's like.
Let's just try not to get you in prison. We'll try.
Please, guys,
okay?
I know I would not handle it.
Don't steal her credit card info, all right?
All right,
keep it
fine,
to yourself.
fine. Yes,
Return it.
I can't. I would not do well in prison, guys. I'm too fragile. I'm too fragile. So then they, but I do like that they interrogate Nathan with an F to find out where the flash drive is, and Giles his subtle interrogation techniques, he's so hitting it over the head on that.
Yeah.
But it, like Nathan, as you're saying, the Shawshank kind of references there. It goes into the long speech.
There's a lot of Shawshank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are you going to find this flash drive? You go to this field, and you find a tree, and then you find a rock. Yeah. Doesn't like it has any place being there. I'm like, oh no, it's just right actually here in my pocket.
And who knew that would be the start of all the Shawshank references that are in there? There was at least 6, 7.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do a show about escaping sort of from prison, that's the #1 movie to kind of reference it off of. So I get it. The what?
The Rock?
The Rock.
Oh yes, with the Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage. That
Oh, I
movie
haven't
is-
seen that one.
It's fantastic.
See, I'm just a huge Shawshank girl. All right.
Sean
But can we talk about one thing about the whole prison aspect that I wasn't a fan of? Is why is Angie in a male's prison?
Well, I did like that.
That's my question about it.
At first, I thought that, but then as she was walking further in the prison yard, there you do see like those women all dancing.
What's her name? The PR lady was there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice
Yeah,
that.
women were in the background just doing like dance routines. There's kids on a playground set in prison garb climbing all around too as well. So I was like, all right, I feel like okay.
Okay, yeah, because I just equated it once again to being Angie Tribeca.
Yes, I was like, nobody notices that she's a woman, but then I saw more women like, oh, okay. all
Okay,
right.
it's okay that she's here now.
So then they actually they go to talk to they get the flash drive because Giles Nathan with an F gives Giles a flash drive, so he's like, all right, we're set now, we just got to get out of here. So they talk to the warden who just puts his arm on the PA system and blows their cover.
And then dies.
And then dies, and then falls out of the window right there. Yeah, as long as I'm here, you're gonna be just fine. There
I was
you go.
cringing the whole time. I'm like, no.
You know, when you saw, as soon as you saw that open window, I thought I wasn't expecting him to fall out. I thought he was gonna get shot or something. Was
I
gonna
was
happen to him.
expecting, that something would happen if there was be like an arrow coming in.
Yeah. Again, the
like
rogue
that one,
arrow that
Yeah.
flies in everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they go back to the yard though, and they tell the lieutenant, "You got to let us out." And nope. They let everybody else that says they were cops or they're rock stars or famous people. They let them out. Liars. No. You
Which
don't
are
get
true.
out.
The one guy was an actor.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
We had Gene
Gene
Simmons.
Simmons?
Yeah.
Yes. Gene Simmons and who was
Great
it?
costume.
Yes.
What's his name from Machete?
Oh yeah, Danny Trejo. Yeah,
Yep.
we had those two.
Perks
Yeah.
of being a celebrity.
That's right. Yeah.
You get out.
Gene made the most of his like minute or two cameo in there. Really just threw out that sweet little move.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love his hair, the fake hairpiece.
Yeah, this was one of the first episodes though that we saw. The cameos weren't really throughout the whole
No.
show. You know what I mean?
Just a quick
Normally
nod.
it's
No
beginning
main
to
character.
End. Yeah, there was no main cameo, and I think 9 and 10 were sort of the same
Yes.
way. So that was an interesting transition that they did towards the end of the season.
Yeah, and so they put him in solitary confinement there. They because prison space is short, they end up having to share space, and Angie loses it.
Yeah.
They're in there
breaks.
for 2 hours.
2
She
hours.
snaps. Yeah,
First time that she's snapped all season.
yeah.
But the thing is
except
that
at the wedding, I feel like she kind of snapped a little bit
Yeah.
for the fake wedding. But you're right. I've never seen her snap that bad. She was in a bad state.
She's breaking down. She's falling for Giles. She's breaking down in prison.
yeah, crazy things. But what I loved about that whole part is after when they're out is when Angie basically was like, Giles, like, how did you do it? Basically, why didn't you break? And he goes, it's because you told me I could do it and I believe you. He believed her. That's why he was able to keep her.
Look at that.
Love is just blossoming. Butterflies. My heart's
get some
racing
tissues in
watching.
here?
I know, it's crazy. But he said that, and I was like, wow, they're really doing this whole
Yeah.
romance thing now.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
And so
Even
they
in jail.
Floodgates.
Yeah, they do. They hatch a plot. They got to break out. So then, while he sets Tribeca just getting the tools, he's going to go out get some supplies that they need. While Tribeca tries to break through the wall, so he goes and finds out that you need to eat cigarettes or currency.
That's obviously, Frank. You never been to prison. You
Well,
don't
we've
know
established that would not do well. We've already established
He
that.
doesn't know that cigarettes are the currency.
Cigarettes are the currency in prison.
There you go.
That's all people use.
Michael, what are you?
Yeah.
I know. Have you done
It was
any
a
time?
bad time in my life.
You're talking with a lot of expert knowledge about this. I don't know. But I like that they set up they bust through the wall there using tools made out of the mattress, jackhammer, pickaxe, things like that, and they set up a fake body using volleyball and lettuce to fool Nathan with an F, who's going to tickle them to death for being the snitches there.
And then blocking the wall, and then
The whole
total
Shawshank thing. Everything was Shawshank there. Yeah.
Just a little tiny miniaturized tape that poster over that big hole. That was great. I did like that part. And then the hole leads right out of the ceiling of the precinct. Which
Of course.
All right, sure. So they come out. They make sure the flash drive is returned. They're talking. They're still trying to make sure that nobody knew that they were deep undercover. I don't know why at this point they still need to pretend like nobody else knows what was happening. Yeah.
But they're also not talking about it like in the open. They're like at the police station, so it's okay if if the cops kind of hear what you just are doing on your case. Like, calm down.
But we do know the guy put a toothbrush in his rectum, so that we know.
TMI
I
there,
didn't know
guys.
that.
Little bit
No one
much.
needed to know that. Keep that to yourself.
And then they do, which I thought it made me laugh because it was just so weird. They do like a previously on as the way they go out on the episode,
Yeah.
which I thought that was just so weird. I was like, wait, are we kicking into the next episode already? But nope, that was just like a quick, weirdly cut previously on montage with the most like boring moments of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, just really haphazardly cut, and then we go to credits.
Yeah.
That was.
They were
an
just
Angie
bored.
Tribeca
I think the
movie,
editors
yeah.
are just so bored. And they're like, let's just throw this in. Why not? I bet you people didn't even know that was going to happen.
Need to fill time.
Yeah, so like, guys, we're about a minute 30 short. What can we do? Oh, let's do this. Yes.
It's a boring montage of everything that just happened.
And that leads us into the last episode of
Yes.
season 1, guys. Episode 10. The one with the bomb.
I was really, I love that transition between episodes, and obviously we're covering 2 at a time. But normally, at that being a cliffhanger, I'd be really interested to see how they come back following the first Kiss episode, where they clearly have a moment there at the end as well. So you're coming back to 9, and what are you expecting?
Yeah, they
And
did not
had
drop anything.
They did not. They had a very emotional opening.
They did.
Yeah. After we get to see them at the shooting range with the puking cop, thankfully, we got the puking cop there.
Yeah.
in the shooting.
Back, yes.
Quick puke and then back to firing, which I thought was great. Then we see the mob guy, the cowboy, the boy with the slingshot, and a pirate with the cannon.
Yeah.
And they're all shooting at zombies, guys. That's what you want to do at a target range.
Every way to shoot, they had those options available.
You never know when that moment's going to come when those zombies are attacking.
Yeah.
That's right. You got to be. You got to keep your head in a swivel.
Yeah.
And then we have Nikki's moment. An episode
loved
too
it.
late, but
I
we
know.
chug into Unchained Melody, guys, and Giles helps Tribeca shoot.
But I will say, in my defense, this was a real kiss. I mean, they were really making out. Like, your kiss was just like
He
it was.
bent her over.
I
That
know,
sounds
but
bad.
it was a little bit. It was quicker. This was, and you could really tell they had feelings for each other. But I love it how they have the sappy music on, and they're like rubbing foreheads for like a good 30
Yeah.
seconds before they even kiss. But it was just, and I was worried that Angie was actually going to shoot him by mistake with the gun because she was shooting the sign, shooting everything around. I'm like, oh, there goes Giles. She's going to shoot him. That's how we lose partner 237.
That's right.
Well, she was just so passionately into it and invested that she didn't care. She was just in her own little world.
Once
there.
that wall was broken down, she's now just
Yeah.
open,
Yeah.
completely open.
Yeah, but then Giles says you saying that after all we've been through, you honestly can't say that you have feelings for me, and she struggles and says, no, I don't have feelings for you there.
Lies.
Yeah,
clearly.
lies to him there, and Giles just leaves saying you're never going to let anyone in for the rest of your life, and she's like, yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then we get a little thriller dance, guys, with the zombies. So there you go. And then we go to Giles at the bar. Which
Yeah.
I wanted to why the long face? I was a forceps baby. Yeah. And
You could tell something was wrong though when he was at that bar. A different bartender, something just didn't seem right.
Yes.
Did anybody
Yeah.
else? Could you
The
sense that
vibes
something
felt
was
weird. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was just more concerned about how they left their relationship. So I was just sort of on Giles' side thinking it was all sad because he was just heartbroken right there. But I'm so happy Angie was able to come to the bar though and actually show why. It's
Yes.
surprising to me that she realized that, hey, wait, I was lying. I had my guard up back there. I need to go find him and tell him how I actually feel, which I think was huge
Yeah.
for her. A huge step for her. She wasn't forced to do that. She went on her own.
Yeah, I thought it might be something that would carry out the entire episode, but no,
Yeah.
they went and dealt with it head on, which was nice. And we found out that the reason that you don't think I want a recip, of course I want a recip. Yeah, I love that recip, guys.
It's all the cool kids. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Recip.
But then you follow, she, as we've suspected, there she's fallen in love with every one of her 236 partners, which Kyle says that's completely normal.
Yeah.
And because you fall in love with something bad happened to all of them, then the odds of something bad happening to me are 0.
Yeah.
That's
Good math right there. Right on point there, Giles.
I love it though how it took them so long to it took the first 8 episodes for them to break down Angie's walls, for her to get closer, and now everything is just moving so fast. I'm worried is it moving a little bit too fast with the kissing and this and
Isn't that how it is a
lot?
lot of times though?
It's the infatuation phase.
There you go.
Yeah.
You rush right in.
But I think, now we understand why, though, it took 8 episodes for her walls to get broken down because she 236 people that she's been in love with
That's some
before.
pretty thick walls. Yeah.
She's finally I can't do it again. Kind of 8 episodes later, then you're like, okay, now that they're broken down, she's just,
Yeah, that's a
going for
good
it.
point. 2, 3, 4 times even broken heart. Okay, but 236.
We're not talking about this, but would you go after someone who has 236 exes?
Good point.
Throwing it out there.
Probably not. No,
That's
they
a
are
lot.
bad news. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever
Emotional
going to
issues.
encounter that, so I don't know.
Well, why would you be so negative? Maybe that guy could be out there.
Could be out there.
Somebody out there with 237 X's there. Contact
Call me.
Nadine.
Let's see what
yes.
we're gonna do.
Nadine,
Hit her up on Twitter.
TP3.
Would you like the number 3? 37.
Where would you top out at? 10?
Even that sounds like a lot, to be
Yeah.
honest. I would say maybe 6, and even that.
Depends how serious, I guess.
All right. So how many? She's I've been in 6 relationships and they've all ended in death. Then you're like,
I'm running. I would
Don't go to an
Yeah,
amusement
that's a
park
little
with her.
terrifying. The death part is the terrifying part, not the
Yeah.
number of exes part. But if
That's
they're
right.
all dying, then that's...
I would go if it was 2. Because I think 1, who knows what happened? It could be a tragic accident, maybe medically.
Are we talking about deaths?
Yes, like death.
Oh, I was
Yes.
like, wow, only someone with 2 previous relationships?
That's it.
Wow. Oh, you had 3?
there's
a little much for
there.
me.
Yeah. No.
A lot of baggage going on there.
No, you've seen too much. You've seen too much at 2. It's no, I can't. But I figure like one death is okay. But like I figure anybody that's been with somebody and had 2 deaths of loved ones in their lives, like I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're a little scared. You're a little superstitious.
Yeah, you're cursed, or you're an evil person, and you're out to get me for some reason.
You're getting deep. Oh, Frank. Uh-oh.
That's right. I don't want to end up in prison, you guys.
Yeah.
Remember that. Just remember, don't put me in prison. I can't handle it. So that but though I do like Angie softens up during this little talk with Giles and says like she feels like a princess in an old-fashioned fairy tale. Wait, I have to go drain the lizard.
Another man reference, and then when she walks out of the restroom, she's like adjusting her belt.
And she punches him in the shoulder like they're buddies. She's like, all right, gotta go. Like,
but while he's waiting, Giles gets a drink on the house, which again,
I thought that was great. That was my favorite joke of the episode, I will say. Drink on the house, and it's literally sitting on a makeshift house. It was perfection right there. I loved that. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. And we find out the drink is spiked, and the room is spinning for Giles. Oh, of course, that part of that is not just the drugs and the drink, but also that he's spinning around in his chair. But we find out when Angie comes out of the bathroom adjusting her belt that Giles is gone. Yeah, he's been absconded there by that guy, the fake bartender. And then we go to the credits, and we never find out who's screaming at the end of these credits.
You're right.
Yeah,
and
we
it
don't.
was really bothering me.
We cut to it's like who's the one screaming? We cut to we're already back there at the precinct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Wilson Phillips calling in to demand $1,000 in non-sequential coffee gift cards. Yeah. Or he's gonna blow this bomb that's strapped to Giles.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they go to the tape. Which I love. I mean, that's been shown in a lot of movies where they try to like block out the sound and figure out where they are. And
yes, and I thought, right just before that, I thought we had one of the weakest Tanner jokes that we've had all season there, where she's trying to get him to record the call, and he's just like, just not. But he's just jammed to his music. I was like,
just going at it.
That was disappointing use of Tanner in this episode. I thought, come on,
do a little bit better.
Yeah,
get Hoffman in there.
I expected Hoffman to step up.
Step up to the plate.
Your dog let me down.
Yeah, don't even right now. We cannot. Hoffman gets his little revenge a little later.
He does.
He comes back.
So then they're trying to track the guy down.
Yes. Oh, and then we do get a little Ada Weiss here with his bit this time as he's on Skype from Istanbul.
Mm-hmm. I did like that though, because anyone who has issues with Skype or the internet knows. Yeah. I mean, it's so annoying when they're freezing on you every 2 seconds.
But I feel like that was a little bit of an older joke, though. I feel like now it's 2016 and we don't have that many issues. It's not a 5-minute lag anymore. Like, okay, maybe the screen will freeze for a second, but you're still always gonna have that audio. The audio rarely cuts out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I liked it, but I think it was like 5 years behind its time.
I would agree.
For a joke,
yeah. So. After we've seen like Key and Peele do such a great little riff on that with the whole like freezing Skype call, like this is a little late to the party.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But yeah, as Michael was saying, though, they are able to tweak the audio, and then we find out that they're steaming milk. We're able to and just a random person in the background, they're able to just draw up that one audio that tells them exactly where they're located.
Yeah, it literally says the address in the background. Something that you could never hear before, but drop everything else out, there it is.
It's crazy. Technology. I know. See, they're able to do that, but they're not able to get Skype to work. Crazy.
Typical Angie. There was one point during this episode when you were like, wait, how did this work out?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's Angie Tribeca.
Yeah, we're watching it and I stop and I take my headphones. It's like, how is this a thing? He just looks at it like, got it. Yep. Use my own phrase. Yep. Okay.
Right. I'm expecting real world. No. Okay. No.
Never mind. Forget.
But then we get Tanner and Hoffman. They come back there at the coffee shop. So they're doing a little tracking down, see if they can get some information on this kidnapper. And I felt like this was kind of a recycled bit.
It was a repeat.
Yes. Where they just they ignore all the important information, and it's like, oh, okay, finally he gives us this one little random nugget that's like, okay, we're gonna fixate on that. Like that's the thing that's really important.
Yeah, it was like the episode with the sweeper when.
Is it with the one with Rashida Jones and she was asking the questions, and she says, "Call me if you have anything," and he says something. He's like, "Call me."
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're kind of repeating that one.
Yeah.
But then we do find out that there are 5 Wilson Phillips that are live within biking distance of the coffee shop. Yeah. And then Lieutenant and Tribeca have a nice little shorthand conversation where they're able just to express all these feelings just with the very clipped sentences there, or even just like barely words.
Yeah.
Look at that. So I guess they've got a really long. I mean, of course, certainly we see the lieutenant's had certainly kind of a. I don't know how to say, like maybe like a parental kind of outlook there for Angie. I mean, in the sense like wanting her to take vacation time, go out on dates, do things like that. So he definitely has like parental feelings towards her, trying to get her to do stuff. Tribeca's worried though that Giles may be ending up sympathizing with his captor. and then we see it. We get our
he's
muffins.
cooking.
We do.
We get our muffin scene.
We're in an apron.
It's a little Martha Stewart. I love it.
He has all the emotions too. He's playing the total housewife,
Exactly.
throwing the muffins away. I don't feel appreciated. Oh, I'm just gonna sit
throws them
here.
in the trash.
Just leave. I don't want to talk about it. So passive aggressive, Giles.
And they're like, I hope this bomb explodes.
yeah, right.
Don't say
So
that.
passive aggressive.
I did like at least that Wilson Phillips was getting sucked into it as well. So he was playing.
Yeah.
But don't say that.
Don't say that.
It makes me feel bad for you guys because it makes me realize, okay, sometimes women, we do overreact a little bit with, you know.
What? Wait, what? Are we recording this?
I know, I shouldn't have admitted this, but
I don't ever overreact.
Nope.
No.
Oh no. Are you kidding, Nikki? I never do.
Nikki, have you sometimes told your significant other that you wish like a bomb would explode? I wish this bomb would explode.
I haven't gone that far, no, but pretty close to it, yeah. I'm like, just kill me now, just shoot me, and that's it. You know, I can be a little dramatic.
Do you realize how soon after that do you realize like, oh man, what was I doing?
I realized pretty soon after, probably like 20, 30 minutes even after, but I don't want to admit it. I'm not going to admit that I'm wrong.
Don't give it up. Don't give it
I'll
up.
take it one
Never.
step further and like send the little emoji with the smiley face guy with like the gun to like.
Gets real.
Wow.
When emojis are coming out, it's serious. You know, that's the thing.
Emojis and guns.
Not going to apologize, no.
So then we Tribeca does a little press conference there to see if he can get the captor kind of interested in what they've got to say. Take some questions, get some personal questions, some trivia questions, ask what she's wearing, and they
Talks through the screen.
Yeah, talks to the screen. So they end up having conversations with that, and they get an address. They find out though that there's a mannequin and a phone placed in there, and one of the SWAT guys just goes and touches the mannequin.
Loved this joke. The booby trap.
Yes.
Just classic.
Yeah, and we learned that the guy kidnapped Giles because 2 weeks ago they jumped in front of him there at the coffee shop and they did this order that took forever. So, I guys, when you go to a coffee shop, I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but I mean, I've certainly seen that. But it seems like you want to be, anybody in front of you line, you want them to be as efficient as possible, right? With
You
the
want
order.
them to have a straight black coffee. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on where you're going, what coffee shop you're going to. I mean, if you're going to one of these chains like Starbucks where you have all these crazy names and stuff, you need to know what you're going to order. But
Which they hit on earlier in the episode too, and I got a chuckle out of it when they went to order a coffee, and he said, "I'll just take a coffee," and he was like, "What is that?"
I don't know what this is.
No, like 9-name caramel macchiato, skim, frap, foam, latte.
But I feel like if you're
Hipster
going to order
craziness.
something like that, then you need to have that order down pat to make sure you're not irritating everybody behind you.
Yeah.
Well, that's always like the people I feel the worst for are the interns normally that have that long list and they're already having a horrible day by having to do the coffee run and then they're in the line and then they feel bad for the people behind them and they're getting yelled at. Just let them order. Take your 5 minutes.
Was this tough on you?
Yeah, maybe I had an experience before, okay? Maybe this is the thing.
It's okay.
And then trying to read someone else's writing, and you're like, what is this? I can't read it at all. And
But I also get irritated by the people that just go up ahead of you in line and they just look at the menu like it's the first time they've ever been to this place ever in their entire life or they've ever had coffee and they want to
Ooh, what's
ask.
good?
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, what is that?
Oh yeah. Wait. So what's that taste like? Is it too strong? What do you think? Like.
So our advice is don't do that, everyone.
Yes,
Don't
please
be
don't
that
be that
person.
person.
But they were so cute though. Angie and Giles were flirting and being all like cute together when they were trying to order the drink. So I liked it. It was worth it.
Yeah, but look what happened though. We find out Wilson Phillips. He was going to his gym teacher job interview and he missed it. And now his wife left him, and his kids ran away and married each other.
It wasn't meant to be.
Ridiculous.
I didn't like that. Yeah. So we find out even though they're not in the house that they thought he was in, he's in the house right next door. Yes.
Sent everyone.
Yeah, we got the ice cream trucks, the guy with the dog grooming truck, a farmer, Indians on horseback, cops.
Hairdresser.
Yes.
I didn't even check. Yeah.
There you go. He had his little blow dryer out there.
Right, yeah.
Lieutenant's there on the megaphone, and then Wilson hits him with a dodgeball,
Love
and he's
that.
out.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
I'm
that.
out.
All right, I'm out.
Did you guys, wouldn't that be the perfect job being a gym teacher? You can wear sweats to work every day, relax, play games.
No, I don't want to be a gym teacher.
No?
I couldn't, no. The kids would just
There was
annoy me
always
too
the
much.
line that says, "Those who can't do teach. Those who can't teach gym."
That's true. That's true.
Dun, dun, dun.
So then we find Angie takes over the megaphone, and she actually in front of everybody confesses how she feels about Giles. Finally, yeah, just in front of everybody.
So quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm excited for next season is to see exactly how that's going to play out now that it's open and in public and everyone at the station knows that they have feelings for each other, etc. So, especially because she was the one that went in at the end And
I guess that final part.
Yeah, because first we know that every great gym teacher has spent time in prison.
Yeah.
So yes, he comes out, gets hit with the kid with the slingshot. Tanner tries to send
great Mr. Wilson reference.
Yes.
Dennis the Menace.
There you go. Sorry, Mr. Wilson. And then Tanner sends in his bomb diffusing robot, which
it was annoying. Too long. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we only have 1 minute left. And then this.
I didn't like that scene at all. I thought it was horrible. It was too long. It dragged on. And it just wasn't. I don't know.
It would have been alright if the control device had been like a real control device, but when it was so obviously some kid's like little play toy,
I thought there was decent suspense though.
Yeah.
Decent suspense in that part, and that's something that they're doing a lot more in the episode.
I think I would have liked it better if they had switched the robot to be the toy robot and the control to be a real control that they were using. I think I would have liked that a little bit more.
That actually would have been a good part. Yeah, some like little tiny robot like Zimone.
Yeah, like a toy robot.
Yeah, like I know what's this going to do even when it gets to him. It's like, you're this small.
It's not going to do anything. Yeah, exactly.
So Angie says, forget it. She runs in, gets Giles there. They share a sweet little kiss there. A really long extended kiss with 5 seconds left on the clock.
We're really showing the love.
Yeah,
and a lot of love. Yeah.
You thought that kiss went a long time, but you found it only took 1 second.
It's typical TV movie kiss. Yeah.
It slowed for all of us as we watched that moment there. Look how sweet. But then all of a sudden they decide to try to cut the wires. It starts going down to 1.
I know, we don't know what's going to happen.
And this is
Predictions.
Quick predictions, guys.
What do we got?
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so we reached the end of season 1 there, and we end on one of the best, most standard kind of cop cliche cliffhangers there. So what happens in season 2?
So, by the way, I loved the way that this ended. I think it was incredible. It was the first time that I actually have a cliffhanger at the end of Angie Tribeca. Normally, we're just like, okay, next episode's going to come. I think that, like I said before, I think that it's going to cause a little bit of tension now at the station with them being lovers and everybody knowing about it. And I think the lieutenant is sort of going to be someone that's anti it, and he may start to cause a wedge between them. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
And I think Hoffman's just going to destroy it and do amazing, as always. So go Hoffman.
I hope Hoffman finds his own true love. Here's my prediction for the bomb. I bet that the bomb is filled with like some like confetti or something like that. So when it actually explodes, that it's something that will go off in little confetti.
That's smart.
Just something random.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was thinking, the bomb, it's going to go off, but it's not actually a bomb. It's not going to work. But I'm kind of concerned too about season 2 because, they're so close now, and they're openly in love, and I'm worried that we're almost going to go backwards again. Maybe it was too much too soon, and then in season 2 we're going to have to go back to them kind of having their distance again. So I think somehow something will happen.
It's got to be a fight.
Yeah, like if fight or something.
If they took it, if they're already kind of accelerating, they kind of went through this first season, 8 episodes, they kind of really cranked it up to 80 and got them kind of really confessing their love so quickly in 2 episodes. They just keep hitting the fast forward button there. So we see them next season, they're going to be in love, marriage. Then maybe have a baby at the end of the second season. Then all of a sudden that kid's going to grow up and is going to be going into college. We're going to watch them just kind of age throughout the show as this kid gets older and older. We're going to keep hitting the fast forward button on this relationship.
Oh, that's a good idea. I would like to see that.
I know a little bit about an episode in season 2 because I was in it as an extra.
Oh. Whoa! Coming up in a
Not
few
the episode
months.
brag or anything, but
Not the episode, but I might have been in the background.
What can you say? Can you say anything at all?
It took place at a beach.
Look at that.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Boom! Right there. So real quick, we've just had a couple minutes left here. So overall, that was the end of season 1. Overall, general thoughts of the season. Do you like where it's going? Did you enjoy this 10
I love
episodes?
where it's going, and I love that the last few episodes have been more deep and richer when it comes to comedy and when it comes to writing. So I think it's great.
I was a little nervous. Couple episodes in, it was taught us that a lot of jokes, a lot of corny jokes. The last 4 episodes really loved because they really progressed the plot, and that was something that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I agree. I love the last 3 episodes because, like you said, we're really starting to see the connection with Giles and Angie, and I'm so excited for season 2.
Yeah, I felt like the win to loss ratio on the jokes were really high, but boy, there are sometimes when a joke really bombs. Boy, it really bombs in this last couple episodes. But overall, it's great getting a lot of the personal relationships involved.
I'm just throwing out that I just got tweeted at by Angie Tribeca, TBS.
Ooh. Yeah!
They said, is betting even legal? We're going to have to look into that. Also, real quick before we go, talking about my friend who wore the eye patch, throw this in front of the camera there, Frank. Get that closer there.
Boom.
You can see that's my friend Luke Jones, who wore an eye patch for a school picture.
Wow. Good job, Luke Jones.
Winner. Arg.
Look at that.
Luke Jones.
Where's
killer.
the hat, man? You should have the pirate hat, everything.
So,
Parents found out the day it came out. I don't think they were too happy.
Oh, that's fantastic. That guy's one of my idols right there.
Well done. I'll tweet out the picture.
There
also.
you go. So, folks, that is it. We've finished breaking down Angie Tribeca season 1.
Tune in.
That's right. We've learned a lot. We've changed a lot. I mean, we've grown so much as both as a panel and as individuals.
They
everybody.
haven't announced when season 2 is going to be airing yet. It's already filmed. They have 10 episodes. Already filmed. We don't know when it's airing yet.
But rest assured, when it does come back, we will be right back here behind this
We will
desk.
be on the case.
Yes, breaking it down. Love it. So where can they find you in the meantime, though?
you guys can keep up with me at Nadine DP3 on Instagram and Twitter.
Follow me on Instagram at TheOnlyMC, on Twitter at Michael Clous TV.
Follow me on Instagram at Nikki.Preston and Twitter and Facebook at Nikki Preston TV.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie, and check me out at iOS with my improv team Max every Tuesday night at 9:30. Folks, thank you so much for watching us. There's a lot of great TV shows here on AfterBuzz that we cover. So like us on Facebook, follow us on iTunes there, give us those 5 stars. Check out all the other great AfterBuzz programming. Thank you so much for joining us here for season 1 of Angie Tribeca. Yeah. We will be back here behind the desk when season 2 hits.
Can't wait.
See you then.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.